Welcome to MxM Live. We are here with an all-new series called The Creative Room. And today we have here with us Mr. Abhijit Avasthi. Abhijit Avasthi is founder of Sideways. And today, Sideways has completed 5 years of existence. Welcome to MxM Live, Abhijit.
Thank you so much.
Kinu, which the world knows you as.
Both go well. Thank you so much.
5 years already. It looked like yesterday when I came to your office at Ogilvy doing what could be described as an exit interview. How has the journey been?
Amazing. Sometimes it feels like it went like this, and sometimes it feels like, wow, this was a long time. But overall, I would say hugely satisfying, great exhilaration, massive learning experience, no complaints journey. To be able, what I am most satisfied about is that, you start something from scratch, you have a vision and you hope that, I might get there. I think we've reached where we really wanted to get to. So I would say, at least in terms of satisfaction, 100 on 100.
Given that you were associated with Ogilvy for so long, was it tough breaking the umbilical cord?
More than the umbilical cord, I'll tell you what, it's an emotional bond with Ogilvy, which is unbreakable. It's not going to go. It's like we're stuck like Fevicol. It's the place that shaped me. But the bit that needed, if I can say, rework is at Sideways, the way we've built it, the processes we follow, how we arrive at solutions is so different from what I had learned in practice for 15 years over there. So that unlearning of those, evolving new ones, coming up with the mashup of what's really fabulous for our client partners, I think that was the tough part.
Which part of the business makes you say, shucks, it's better to work for someone than do your own thing? Is there anything like that which is there in the business?
Nothing at all. Nothing. Really, honestly, nothing. Because I think each time something does look a little tough, I just tell myself, but this, it's a part of the challenge that I signed up for. So absolutely nothing, quite honestly.
You started off as a non-traditional agency. In fact, it was meant to be more than just your regular creative agency. If I were to ask you to do an elevator pitch for somebody who doesn't know anything about you, what would it kind of be?
I think it would be something like, there is a company out there which can help you solve problems and exploit opportunities in ways that you can't even imagine. And I think that it's a team made up of very, 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 very different skills, which can come up with a really surprising and impactful way of helping you. As simple as that. I don't think we use, in fact, even when we meet our clients, we don't use words like, we are there to help build your brand. We are there to, bring alive certain philosophies. It's not that. It's an amazing team. We can do amazing stuff, and we've got lots of things to tell you.
Your descriptor is amazingly simple, but are people ready for such a simplistic solution to things? Aren't they looking for more creative ideas? The jargon and all that you associate with a creative agency like yourself.
But I like this question, Pradyuman, because if you ask me, that is one of the problems that we are really trying to solve for ourselves, which is how to get people to grasp the width and the impact we can have and the manifold ways in which we can. I was telling somebody, we're a very curious mix of a consulting firm meets a design firm, meets an advertising agency, meets a tech firm, meets a product design company, meets a circus. It's very strange. In fact, a fun anecdote on the side is that, when you register a company, you're supposed to also have a descriptor of the kind of business you are in.
Right.
And when we were starting off, and when I was sitting with my CA, I was telling him, but, obviously, there is nothing like a word for what we do. It doesn't exist. That's the whole idea of having Sideways as a company doing stuff that nobody does. But he said, you have to put something. So I said, see, I definitely don't want to put advertising or agency because that's what I want to run away from in a way. Design is limiting. Tech is only a part of what we do. So we had solutions could well be a computer, a software firm. So we used consulting, not because consulting encapsulates what we does. I mean, consulting again is just a small part of what we do, but at least at that point in time, it separated us from where I was or what my legacy was. But till date, the biggest problem I have is what to call sideways, which is why actually, unless there's a legal requirement or a contract, I tell people we're in sideways. That's it. We don't put a descriptor.
Work that you are very proud of in the last 5 years?
Lots of it, actually. To be honest.
Okay, work that you're proudest of.
Okay, they've been satisfying in different ways. I'll give you a couple of examples. On one hand, if I was to pick the traditional stuff, I think the way we did the Kia Motors brand launch in India, I think that was hugely disruptive. The degree of difficulty was really high. And I do believe that we laid the foundations for what has been the most successful automobile brand in the last year in India. I think the fact that we managed to partner Borosil being a chemical slabware company to being a kitchenware brand. Whether we've worked with people like Suhana Masala, taking them from a regional player to a national player. So this is like the typical advertising stuff. But there is a lot of other things, which, for example, the work that we've done for, we partnered Google Pay on the tech and the strat side. That's really satisfying. It's not something I would have ever thought we would be doing earlier. Designing toys and collectibles for Disney. On some of the non-commercial work, if I can say, I think the training model that we partnered in developing for Pani Foundation, I think again, very satisfying because it was used for a really important exercise. The tribute that we paid to ISRO when we painted the lunar dome in partnership with the Nehru Planetarium, that was again something very, very different. So I think honestly, it's been, the width of work has been great. I'm proud of everything. I'm proud of the fact that we've come up with very different solutions actually for many clients. We've done some very interesting business solves for, I mean, like one of the proudest things for me has been something which we did for Fevicol. It wasn't an advertising solution. They came to us with a business problem and we helped solve it. And that was usually fabulous for us because we used a set of tools which I hadn't used in my past avatar. So there are many, honestly.
What next for Sideways? For the next 5 years. And let me ask you the uncomfortable question up front. Ever thought of getting acquired? Martin Sorrell is looking for just your kind of agency is just the right kind of agency for him.
No, absolutely no interest in it whatsoever.
And you're also S, so it could be S5.
Yeah, true. But no, I mean, like no interest in it at all. I think we've just laid the foundation for something really unique. I've said this before to a couple of people, and I do take pride in saying this. I think we've built something that doesn't exist in India for sure. And if I see the width of work from doing regular advertising campaigns to having our own products which are launched in Europe, to doing HR exercises, designing service journeys, etc. I doubt any company in the world does this. We've just laid the foundation. I think now I would like to build on it and embark on that next round of adventure. It's like, a parallel I can give you is like we've reached the EBC, the Everest base camp, but now the fun to the climb to Everest, the peak is there. So definitely I want to do it on my own.
Well, that's an unfair, analogy to yourself and to your team, because climbing the Everest is a different thing. Here, if you had more money, you would obviously be able to achieve a lot more that you intend to do. So clearly, no acquisition stuff in case somebody comes to you with some money bags and says, "Hey, listen."
No chance. See, I'll tell you why. Not for any other reason. By the way, actually on day one we had offers. There were a couple of people who understood the vision that we were building for. you would have been seeing there are consulting firms like McKinsey and Accenture who are buying out creative agencies or design studios. There are design firms merging with tech firms. Legacy agencies are bringing on board CEOs from consulting backgrounds. See, everybody who's trying to partner businesses is trying to get to that holy grail of a fine balance of left brain thinking, right brain thinking, multitude of disciplines attacking a problem, etc. We have built something to achieve exactly the same objective, but from scratch. We are organic. We don't need to maneuver something. And therefore, I do believe we've built something really powerful. And therefore, now is for us to, we know how, I'll put it this way, we know how to scale it. It's not about just putting in the money and then doing a control C, control V many times. It's not that. The other thing is, I'm up for, like I said, it's more out of adventure. When somebody acquires you, obviously they rightfully so will have a say in what you do and how you do it. And I think that will put a limitation on the kind of projects we want to pick up. There are many projects we pick up which is purely for the sake of learning or for the sake of fun and joy, and not necessarily in a very commercial or a business minded way. I do believe that an acquisition can put an end to something like this, and therefore I'm honestly in no mood for anything like that.
Great. One last question, and it's a slightly sensitive question. I'm glad that I'm doing this interview with you, not in your room, but there's an elephant in the room which needs to be addressed. It's perhaps an uncharitable remark that was made, but the fact that you are Piyush Pandey's nephew, and hence you owed your presence and assent at Ogilvy to your uncle. Would you say that this 5 years journey has, in a sense, helped you develop an identity of your own, grow out of Piyush Pandey's shadows, or does that all not really matter to you?
Interesting. This question I keep hearing, and I do think about it, and I have answers for it as well. So first of all, am I hugely proud and fortunate of having been Piyush's nephew? Undoubtedly. I mean, there's no doubt about it. And I tell everyone, I've learned more from him outside my office, being in Ogilvy, just hanging around him, and that's enriched me a lot, and therefore I'm grateful for that. Having said that, I was cautious and mindful of that actually even before I entered advertising, which is why when I joined advertising in 97, I did not go to Ogilvy first. I went to enterprise to earn my spurs over there, along with my partner Raj. We were the first guys to get into the D&AD book from India ever, and that was my first year in advertising. Right. We did a lot of work for Times of India and many other companies which did well, and then Bobby and Batwal at Ogilvy brought us in. So honestly, it doesn't bother me that much, because I know whatever I'm doing, it's on my merit. Having said that, I'm hoping that during my work spoke for what I did at Ogilvy. I had fabulous partners.
Of course it did.
And I am hoping that I had managed to move out of his shadows even over there. But to your other point, has Sideways shaped another part of me? Yes, it has. I've learned so much more about myself. There are parts of me which I think have grown enormously on a journey like this. Just recently, somebody introduced me to a new word. I wasn't aware of it, by the way. It's called a multi-potentialite.
Wow.
Yeah, quite this thing. I am not one for jargon, but I was intrigued. And therefore, I read up about it. And it's a term from psychology. And in a way, it's a bit like, these are people who like lots and lots and lots of things and want to do bits and bits of everything rather than being 100% in just one thing. And I think the Sideways journey has helped me grow that aspect of myself. I've always been interested in many, many things, from economics, history, science, tech, astrology, business, commerce, everything. And so this journey has, I would say, fortified or helped me grow that part of myself.
You forgot metallurgy.
Of course, always been a big part of my life. And again, it comes in handy even now. Like I said, so much of the work that I'm doing now is because of my interest in engineering as well. The fact that we have a tech department, I sit in and brainstorm with them. When we're building certain machines, we do it together. So yeah, definitely, it's helping me actualize so many things which I wouldn't have ordinarily got if I had been in OVB.
Great. Thank you, Kinu. And
Thank
once again, congratulations on your 5th anniversary. It's a big milestone. So,
you.
congratulations to you and your team. And we wait to see loads more that you're going to be doing over the next few years. Thank you.
Yeah. And just one thing, if you don't mind, I would like to just, I'm just going back to your first question about that sense of satisfaction. I think one of the bit that's been really satisfying for me is that I think I've been really fortunate in finding amazing people to join me in this journey. My team members, so many of them have been with me from day one at the end of 5 years. And I think the fact that they all believed in a vision and a dream and they came along, they contributed selflessly. I think that's been a big part of why we've reached where we've reached. So
A 40-member team is huge.
Yeah, it's not bad. We're about 42 of us, all kinds of people from very various backgrounds. And again, they just jumped in because they liked the sound of the idea which we had. And that was then, by the way. Now, of course, things are different. There are people are following our work, although we've been very quiet about what we do. The other thing, since you spoke about being satisfied, is I think every now and then little bits surface. See, for example, when we meet prospective clients and partners, when we take them through our case studies, our creds deck, talk about our processes and what we've achieved, what's really nice to hear is they keep saying, wow, that's so refreshing. We've never heard anybody speak like this. We've never seen this kind of solutions. Again, so that's really fabulous.
It's great. And especially when you can do whatever you want to do and make pots of money on it.
I don't know the pots of money, but pots of fun for certain and pots of satisfaction.
I guess that's what finally matters. Thank you and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much, Pradyuman. Thank you so much.